Listeners watching Fact TV, you're most welcome. This is our place where we meet to know the facts and we bring the facts near so that everyone is able to listen to it. And I welcome you, whoever has not followed and you are not subscribed, I just advise you that like, comment, and follow the channel so that we can get more and more. For today, we are blessed that we are having our teacher back with us and is still talking with us more about anything concerning the Bible. Teacher, you are most welcome.
Thank you, brother.
How is the morning?
The morning is blessed.
You introduce to the people so that again they can know you so that before we can go furthermore.
My name is Julius Somase.
Yes, please.
I'm Bible teacher by God's grace.
Yes, please. How is it going outside there?
It's blessed.
Yeah. Today I see you. When I saw you, I just wanted to ask you something whereby I said, it is about offering our bodies as a living sacrifice. It is in the book of Romans, chapter 12, from verse 1 up to verse 3. Yeah, it is in the book of Romans, chapter 12.
It says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Some versions say, which is your spiritual service. Verse 2, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of God. Verse 3, for I say, through the grace given me to everyone who is among you, not to think of himself more highly than he ought to think, but to think soberly as God has dealt to each one a measure of faith. I'll start from verse 1.
Yes.
Where Paul says, I beseech you therefore, brethren, by the mercies of God, that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. Yes. Chapter 12 of Romans actually begins the outworking of the previous 11 chapters that Paul has been talking, through which Paul has been talking.
Yes.
This is kind of summary or practical chapter of the truth he had been sharing. So the Bible tells us to present our bodies a living sacrifice unto God. This is contrasted with the Old Testament sacrifices where the lamb was put on the altar. But there is a difference here that our bodies should not be dead. God wants our bodies on his altar, but he wants them living. God wants us alive, not dead, on his altar. It says, I beseech you by the mercies of God that you present your body a living sacrifice, holy and acceptable unto him, which is your reasonable sacrifice, or which is your spiritual sacrifice. The duty of presenting your body, of giving yourself as a sacrifice, is given unto us. Now, what does that mean? You know, in the Old Testament, once the sacrifice was placed on God's altar, when the animal was killed and put upon God's altar, it would remain there. It wouldn't get away, to just remain there for as long as it's put there. And then, you know that in the Old Testament, they would burn the sacrifice, they would light fire and they would burn it as a living, as an offering unto God. So, God doesn't want us dead. Let nobody think of killing the other or killing you, but it makes it clear, a living sacrifice. God wants us living on his altar. What does it mean to be on God's altar? That means avail yourself unto God fully whenever he wants you, and for whatever purpose He wants you for. That's what it means to present your body as a living sacrifice. You make the decision to be available unto Him for whatever He wants you to do. So that is the first part. That's what it means to present yourself as a living sacrifice. He goes on to say, holy and pleasing to God. I beseech you that you present your bodies a living sacrifice, holy, acceptable to God, which is your reasonable service. It mentions body. God wants you, He wants your body available unto Him, not your spirit. It doesn't say here spirit or soul, it says present your bodies available unto God. And as you know, we are spirit, soul, and body. So when God has your body, He has you. You cannot be in one place as long as you're in this earth without your body. Say, I'm going to be there, I'm coming, and then you keep away physically. You have to be there physically. So God wants you. It means avail yourself unto Him whenever He wants you to be and doing whatever He wants you to do. Many things. And then it says, holy and acceptable unto God. That means when you are available unto God, that is an holy act. Holiness is not just dealing with your spirit or dealing with your soul only, but even the very act of availing your body unto physically. When you're available unto God, that is an holy act. You're holy and you're acceptable unto God. It says, which is your spiritual service? And it says, that is your reasonable service unto God. You could be serving when you make yourself available unto God. You could be washing dishes. You could be serving. You could be attending to the sick. It's not just about preaching. It just says, I beseech you, present your bodies unto God, available unto Him, which is your spiritual service, holy and acceptable unto Him. And now after you do that, a change happens in your mind. It says here in the next verse, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable, perfect will of God. Is that the same in your version?
That is for
Verse 2.
verse 2. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect
will
of God.
Yeah, so when your body is available unto God, a change happens in your mind, a change happens in your thinking. The place where your body is influences your thinking. When you're in a certain place, you'll think differently. When your body is available unto God for whatever He wants you to do and wherever He sends you, a change happens in your mind. That's why verse 2 says, and do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed or be changed by the renewing of your mind, that you may prove His good, perfect, and pleasing will.
No, thank you so much, because that verse was disturbing me and many people were asking me. I know we are taking something small and we are back in action. We are going to read more and more, and the teacher is already with us. We shall be more and more. Thank you.